Today on Larry King Now, The Walking Dead, Sonequa Martin Green, Chad L. Coleman, and Michael Cudlitz. What's the specific theme of season 5?
I think the theme is, who are you really?
Yes. Who will you be?
How do you think it'll end?
Basically, they're going to get to the ocean. At some point, they're going to realize that the entire United States is surrounded by ships from every other country. And if that is the actual ending, Robert, I'm sorry.
When you see the scripts, do you go, oh?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Especially the premiere episode for season 5. You know, all of us said, what? And first of all, this is impossible. Second of all, is it going to make it to TV?
Plus, how about you, Michael? First girl you kissed.
Tammy.
Find out what happened to her?
Yeah.
Oh.
Michael, what happened to her?
Larry, with so much
We'll read
secrets.
about it next week at the Inquirer. It's all next on Larry King Now. Welcome to Larry King Now. The Walking Dead, the massive hit show, returns for its 5th season at 9 p.m. on Sunday, October 12th on AMC. Joining us from the cast, Sonequa Martin Green, also known for her roles in The Good Wife and Once Upon a Time, Chad L. Coleman, who appeared in the HBO hit The Wire, as well as I Hate My Teenage Daughter, and Michael Cudlitz, known for his roles in the Emmy Award-winning Band of Brothers, and most recently in the critically acclaimed Southland. We'll start by getting us up to date on who you are and what happens to your character. Where were you last seen in season 4? What was happening to you?
What was happening to Sasha at the end is she's trapped in a train car with the group, with the band, Rick's band. We get to Terminus and it goes completely sour. And they kidnap us and hold us hostage, and we're in this train car. And what are we gonna do?
And you?
Well, you find me on the railroad tracks trying to find my way with Judith and Carol. We just came out of a horrific situation where a young girl killed another young girl because she assumed that walkers were friendly. So if she killed her sister, she would turn, and that would just be the solution for the whole post-apocalyptic world.
Right.
And so we come through that, and we have to kill this young lady. And then that was the Grove episode last year, one of the most, just spellbinding episodes.
I would love to have heard the original pitch for this show. What was happening to your guy, Michael?
Sergeant Abraham was on a mission to get Eugene Porter to D.C., and Eugene has the cure for what's going on right now. Unfortunately, we took a detour and wound up in Terminus with the rest of the group, and we are all, except for this guy, and Carol, we are all locked in the car together.
We are.
Is that fun or not?
Well, we're seeing, it's not going to be fun for the guys outside the car.
It's not
See the
exactly.
promo?
Exactly.
What's the specific theme of season 5? Is there one? Is it more violent, or is that possible?
I think the theme is, who are you really?
Yes. Who will you be?
Pretty much, right?
What has this done to you?
Right.
Who do you become when you're forced into this type of situation?
The Walking Dead creator Robert Kirkman said the following about this coming season. There are times when you're going to be watching season 5 going on and saying, what is this show? This is crazy. I can't believe they're doing this. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Definitely
10 times,
pushes the limits.
tenfold.
How far would you go to protect family?
When you see the scripts, do you go, oh?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Especially the premiere episode for season 5. You know, all of us said, what? And first of all, this is impossible. Second of all, is it going to make it to TV?
Right.
You know?
In your careers, have you ever seen the kind of fan reaction that this show gets? Anything comparable?
Me? No.
I've never experienced
Wire.
it
Wire
myself.
critical acclaim-wise, but numbers, the numbers is just off the charts with this one.
Why do you think it's such a hit?
I think the stories that are being told and the characters, I think people can identify with these people. We've been being asked that a lot lately, which is, I think it's an interesting sort of social commentary on what's going on now in society, possibly. I think people do feel alone. They feel like the only thing they have to cling to is their family, and they don't feel that there is a support system out there, whether it be the government or the man or whoever it is, that is there to help them. So I think everyone is sort of like, you know what? All we have is each other.
All of you joined the show later on, right?
Yes,
We did.
We did season 3.
Yeah.
And I came on the end of season 4.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Is that hard to come into a well-established entity?
You know, this show is such a Goliath, and you are so thrilled and amazed to be on it and to be a part of it and to become part of the family. But the great thing about the show is the people, and it really is a familial environment. And a lot of us say that a lot of times, and it's true. And so you come in, and everyone receives you with open arms, and they say, okay, you're here now. You're a part of this. Let's tell this story together. Let's go.
So no problems in that end, walking in.
No, and I think what helps is being outside. We're all in Atlanta. We're all isolated as a group.
Yes.
All we have is each other out there. So there's not the distractions that can happen when you're in a larger city that everyone lives in. All we have are each other, and we turn to each other for help, guidance, assistance, support.
And
You
I
also-
kind of, my experience, I came into The Wire, season 3, so I'd had some experience. And a lot of the guys were very, very much fans of the show, so they knew my work, so they were, excited to mix it up with me.
True.
What is it like to know when you pick up any script you might be killed?
We talk about that a lot. No, we
true.
talk about that. I think it's. I'll speak for all of us. I think it's easier for us coming into it later. I think it's harder for the cast members and the characters that have been there from day one, because even knowing it could happen from day one, we've witnessed it. We're fans of the show prior to this, so we've seen it happen. We know it can happen.
Yeah.
You play brother and sister, right?
Yes.
Do.
Okay. Does that transfer on the screen too? I mean, do you feel brother sisterly?
From the moment I met her.
Absolutely.
From the moment I
From
met
the
her.
moment.
Didn't
You were
have to
both
work on
separated
We did.
this. I understand you were both separated this past season. Are you reunited in season 5? Can you tell us?
We can tell you that because it is in the promo, and that's one of the warm and fuzzy bright spots. Not too many of those, so
Not-
it
yeah,
was a
not too
beautiful.
many.
That was
It
that was a
was.
beautiful day of shooting.
It
But
was.
also, we love working together. And last year, in the second half, we were all so isolated.
Right.
So finally, the whole gang gets to be together again.
Were we going to find out about Abraham's backstory?
Absolutely, yeah. We find out about everyone's backstory, and that's one of the things I think that Kirkman did so well in the comics that Scott Gimple translates so well to the TV series.
Are you a good guy?
We'll have to see.
Do any of the dark, disturbing scenes disturb you?
This is what I've learned. We love it as actors. That's our gift. This is what we do. But at the same time, I've got to honor where I'm going and decompress. So last year, I started to realize you really need to go to a comedy club. I had to find a way to get it out of me because it's really, really heavy.
More about The Walking Dead when we return. We're back with some of the cast of The Walking Dead. They don't know if they'll be alive for season 6, but they're alive so far in season 5. Do you like doing the action sequences?
Absolutely.
It's an
so much
adrenaline rush,
fun.
man. That's the thing about this show. There's a quality, a playful, childlike quality.
There is.
Within it. That kind of,
It does. And it's just fun to shoot machine guns.
Yeah, all of that. Like as a kid, this is the stuff you want to do.
Exactly.
So it's
Why the secrecy?
Well, I think it's just important because, this story touches so many people on such a deep level. And I think that, everyone involved, Robert Kirkman and Scott Gimple at the helm, they really want to protect the experience of the audience. Because, they do have such an authentic experience with the show. And when it's spoiled for them, the journey's kind of hindered for them, I think.
But the fans are like wild, right? They want to know.
Yeah, they do and they don't.
They do and they don't.
And I think the show is seen around the world within 48 hours. which makes it sort of a global experience. It's people want to talk about it the next day at the water cooler.
At the water cooler, yep.
And they talk loudly about it. So I think that they don't want it spoiled, but they also want to share it together.
Right.
Last season, Chad, your character was involved in a storyline that dealt with kids being killed.
That's it, yeah.
Was that tough for you?
Oh, wow.
That harder to play?
No, I was so amazed at Scott Gimple's writing. And so it was, for me as an actor, that kind of twisted, strange funhouse of the mirrors, that's what it felt like. And it was just, but it was beautiful to me. I know that sounds kind of weird, but for actors, we get excited by things like this. And can we pull it off? It's the main thing. And so the first thing we wanted to deal with was, are the girls going to be okay? So while we're so worried about them, they walk in and just calmly say, I understand why my character needs to die, and breaking it down, and this needs to happen. And we just go, oh.
Can you tell us anything about the upcoming season? Anything at all without breaking this code?
That's the tough part.
That is the tough part. It's hard because you find yourself speaking in generalities a lot.
Exactly.
And you want to deviate as much as you can, but you can't say.
So here
goes. So here it goes.
It tops everything.
It does.
we've seen
It grows.
before.
It's exponentially
It
better.
does.
You know,
Right.
it
I
deepens.
interviewed, you mentioned Scott Gimple.
Yes.
I interviewed him in April, and this is what he had to say about the end of the show. Watch. Do you know how the show's going to end?
You know, it's funny, the comic book continues to this day, the comic book that the show is based upon. The issue 124 or 5 comes out. I'm sort of ahead because I get them early. And Robert has said he's going to go at least 300 issues. So it's kind of a strange thing. I read the comic every month or bi-monthly, occasionally comes out, as a fan. I will say, from an emotional standpoint, I do have an ending in mind, but I want it to suss with the work that Robert's doing.
How do you think it'll end?
I have an ending. I think it's going to end, basically they're going to get to the ocean at some point. They're going to realize that the entire United States is surrounded by ships from every other country. We've caused it. And they're basically going to be shooting and destroying anyone who tries to get off of our island.
Wow. Okay.
And if that is the actual ending, Robert, I'm sorry.
Mine is just simple and humane. We're going to get back to normal. And that's Tyrese's deal right there, that this is going to end and we're going to get back to normal.
I think that Michael's is the most interesting take I've ever heard.
I never.
That it's isolated to the United States. I want there to be a cure, much like him. I'd like for there to be a cure. It doesn't have to be they run off in the sunset together, but just that the cure reveals itself. Blackout.
You don't know what season that will occur, though, right?
No.
Season 20.
What do you think you guys would be like in a zombie apocalypse?
Well, I honestly would like to feel I'd be close to my character, very protective, trying hard to hold on to humanity, trying to help others. I think that's, I'd probably be scared out of my mind too.
Well, the show is such a sort of social experiment that you get to watch happen. And so I think we've all learned a lot about what we would do and what would work and what wouldn't work in a zombie apocalypse. And I would definitely just grab the people next to me, and not let go. And
do they allow you to have input? Can you say, I'd like to have the character say this rather than
We
that?
have not really. They put a lot of work into the scripts by the time we get them, and they are very secretive with us, even with the scripts.
Is that your real color hair and beard?
Personally, I'd rather not talk about my hair right now, Larry. It's a very sensitive subject to me, and
Yeah,
I can't believe you just brought that up.
It's okay.
Truth, you hate it. Right, Red?
he's all right.
I wear a lot of hats, Larry.
Okay. We'll talk about Sonequa, Chad, and Michael's lives before The Walking Dead, if there were lives before The Walking Dead. That's next. We're back with 3 of the featured stars of The Walking Dead. Starts Sunday night, its 5th season. You were in construction? when you came to Hollywood, or was it you? You.
No, yeah.
I was. I look at him on you.
know.
You too?
What were you doing?
I learned furniture building and construction from my dad, and I actually worked in film and television, building scenery to pay my way through school, and it was the first job I had after college.
Did you build the scenes for Beverly Hills 90210?
Yeah, I was in charge of the construction for that for 4.5 years for Ernst.
Did you want to be an actor?
I was always. I had done theater prior to that. Coming up, it was just my day job, and I could, with my roommates, I could work 3 days a month and pay my rent doing that job.
Now, Sonequa, you're obviously with child.
Yes.
Or else you have gained a lot of.
I've been eating a lot of pizza, if not.
How do they have you? How do they work that into the script?
Well, we're making it work. I don't know exactly how much I can say, about how they're incorporating it.
But
into
you
the
fight
story,
zombies while pregnant.
right. In reality, that is what's happening. Yes.
You were kind of a baddie in Once Upon a Time.
I was. I killed a lot of people on
You
that
were
show.
awesome in that.
Aw, thank you.
We used to watch it when we were just first coming on the show. We watched you in the lobby of the hotel.
You were doing that and doing the zombie thing?
I was able to do them both. I'm really grateful for that. I did those episodes on Once Upon a Time in the hiatus of Walking Dead, and then I shot the season 3 premiere of Once Upon a Time while they were at Comic-Con. So it all worked out perfectly that I was able to be going from Vancouver to Atlanta.
You've done
for a short
theater?
period of time. I have. I started in theater. I still sort of consider it my home.
You too?
Absolutely, yeah.
Do you prefer theater?
I can't ever leave it. I'll say
Exactly,
that.
that's how I
But I
feel.
do enjoy the other mediums as well,
Have you done it, Michael?
Yeah, started out in theater.
I would imagine an actor would prefer it only because there are people there and there's reaction, and you start somewhere and go somewhere.
Yeah.
Don't film out a sequence.
Yes. No, theater's a very satisfying experience to be in front of an audience, but it's also very satisfying to know that you can sort of go back and take different takes and tweak things in each performance, something you can't do in a live performance.
Absolutely.
What was it like to work on The Wire?
Wow. It was, I said, somebody handed me the keys to a Lamborghini and said, take a ride. So, just amazing writing, obviously amazing storytelling, incredibly talented actors. It was an unforgettable experience.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Richmond, Virginia.
Want to be an actor?
Yes, indeed. I always said acting found me, I can't explain why it's inside me. I can't explain why I would get Scholastic magazine with the play in the back, and I'd really try to perform it in English class while everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy. Right. Just happened. So
Robert Kirkman see you on The Wire?
Yes, indeed.
That's how you got this?
That's how I got it. I just thanked them again yesterday.
Nice.
You played Denver Bull Randleman, right?
Yeah.
In Band of Brothers. Did you build your own Band of Brothers with the rest of the cast? Are they friends?
we're to this day, we see each other. Everyone meets at my house once a year. We have an annual reunion. The actual guys in Easy Company, the men who are still around, I think there's 6 or 8 of them still left. They meet every year and have met since the war. And we started that tradition to honor them with our Band of Brothers, and we've been doing it now for 14 years.
Tom Hanks involved?
Tom Hanks pops in every once in a while.
Why do you think that show hit so many people?
I just think it told a story that was never told. These men came back, and these women who participated in this war were basically told, you went to go fight evil, you took care of that, now come back home. We'll make everything okay. We're going to give you housing, we're going to give you government loans, we're going to pay for education, we're going to forget about that. And they did. They buried it and they put it away. And that's not necessarily the way you deal with something. We brought that out, we told those stories. They shared things with their children that they'd never talked about. We had people come up to us and say, my gosh, I never knew my dad went through that. Thank you. Thank you. He saw this and he opened up to us. He dragged the Foot Locker out. He took the uniforms out. He talked about it. He shared it. I mean, it's a very emotional experience. And for that alone, it was the most amazing job I've ever had.
More with Sonequa, Chad, and Michael next. All right, we have some social questions for Sonequa, Martin Green, Chad L. Coleman, and Michael Cudlitz. Kevin Lopp, 18 on Facebook. Will Father Gabriel appear on the season premiere or later on?
Later on.
Yeah.
Later on.
Well, I think we're trying to figure out where and then if we're allowed to answer it.
We can. I think it's...
Later on.
Yeah.
Okay. At The Chief Geek on Twitter, is Negan going to be introduced this season?
We don't know.
We have no idea.
We honestly don't know.
We don't. We
We're
don't.
not keeping that a secret.
At Cindy Vitz, what's the best thing about being on The Walking Dead for you?
Oh goodness, being a part of such a brilliantly written show with such brilliant artists in front of the camera and behind.
Chad?
Being able to move people all over the world with this fantastic storytelling.
Michael?
The food in Atlanta.
That's
What?
the best thing?
I'm sorry, you got to repeat the question.
Now, you shoot in
She
Atlanta?
answered it. It really is working with these
You
people.
shoot in Atlanta in the summer?
Yeah.
We do.
Why?
That's not.
That's real. That's real
It's
sweat. You
a
see.
summertime city.
No, it's not. I think that's why we're there.
It's called Hotlanta,
Yes.
right?
It is called
I think,
Hotlanta.
I think it's so miserable on set so far as the conditions that half our work is done for us.
Exactly.
And I have a knit cap on,
You do.
but it's a breathable fabric.
That's what he always says. It's a breathable fabric, guys.
At Collab Creators, if there was an actual zombie apocalypse, what would you do? Do you have a plan?
Well, I touched on it a little bit earlier. The movie 300 and how they banded together, and it's each soldier protects the one next to him from head to knee. That's what I would do.
I would try to find a cruise ship and clear it of all the walkers and just get as many people on that maybe as I could. That's all I got for you.
I'm gonna steal Alana Masterson, who plays Tara's thing. She would find an island.
Yeah.
To me, that made the perfect sense. Find an island, clear it, live on the island.
Fair enough. The cruise ship can go to the island.
There
It's
we
a cruise
go.
ship with
And then we
motors.
can
Yeah.
protect the people
Yeah.
next to us from head to knee. We can.
Okay,
band
we
together.
play a game of If You Only Knew. I just throw questions at you. Remember the first girl you kissed?
Oh, Tamika
Damika. Where was
Lamison, Richmond, Virginia.
How old?
And I felt I was too old for her. I was 13 and she was, no, wait. No, that's right. Yeah, I know. It's late bloomer, buddy.
That's late.
Yeah.
You ever find out what happened to her?
What? We're dear friends now.
Oh.
Yeah, I did something right.
On the island. Yeah.
How about you, Michael? First girl you kissed?
Tammy.
Tammy.
Yeah, I was 15
15.
in New Jersey. Yeah.
You find out what happened to her?
Yeah.
Oh.
Michael, what happened to her?
Tell you about that. Larry, with so many
We'll read about it
secrets.
next week in the Inquirer. First boy you ever kissed?
His name was Colos.
Hello?
What? Not Carlos. Colos.
Where was this?
This was in Florence, Alabama, 30 minutes away from my hometown, Russellville, Alabama.
How old were you?
I was 12, I believe.
Yeah, I was.
You ever find out what happened to Colo?
I don't know what happened to him.
Lying at
I'm the
ditch
only
somewhere
one-
crying.
Oh, no.
He's crying.
I'm the only one that kept in
looking,
touch
going,
with mine.
"Look what
Oh yeah, we definitely keep in touch. Yeah, I
Why
don't
don't you
know.
name the boy Colo?
That's
Oh,
what I was
gosh.
thinking. That's what I was thinking.
What's a
He's got his
superpower
dad's
you'd like to-
initials. We're
What's a
gonna-
superpower you'd like to have?
It's being able to fly a superpower.
I want to be able to travel in time.
want to be able to read minds.
I want to be invisible.
Oh,
That was the next
Time travel or space travel?
time travel.
time travel.
Time.
Obvious. Who has the most intense fans from The Walking Dead?
Norman
Norman
Reedus.
Craziest fan encounter?
I haven't had any
You guys.
crazy.
A fan actually snuck on to the studio where we shoot.
Yes.
And so I happened to encounter him.
Yes.
And once they wrangled him up, he comes driving by in the car. Hey, Tyrese, it's me.
Yeah, it's me. That's my favorite part of it. It's me.
Don't put this on me.
It's me.
I don't know.
We know.
He came all the way from, I think it was Japan.
Yeah.
Would you rather bungee jump or skydive?
Skydive.
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 Favorite movie?
The Matrix.
Wow.
Gotta say.
A soldier story.
Mine's probably Fight Club.
Soldier Story was on.
When that's out there.
Weapon of choice in the zombie apocalypse?
I gotta say, it really should be a sword because you don't have to worry about refilling it. It'll always be there.
Hello, a hammer will always be there. That's my weapon of choice. That's
I'm going with his
Tyrese's
hammer.
weapon.
Who is the most opposite of their character on the show?
Whoa, would that be?
Deny, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. Or
I don't know.
Andy?
Andy or
Menken.
Denai?
I think Andy.
Would you rather run for president or be the CEO of a Fortune 500 company?
Oh, wow.
Oh, Fortune 500.
Yeah, I'd say CEO.
Yeah, it's
President.
Sure.
I'm going to be.
Well, who
I'm
said,
an
who said
idealist.
whoever's smart enough to
President.
be president is smart enough to know that they shouldn't be president?
Why would you want to be
I
president?
know.
It's just, yeah.
Because Barack came to the show.
Yeah.
Pro athlete, what sport would you play?
Okay.
Oh goodness, volleyball. I know it sounds weird, but volleyball's cool.
Football.
Basketball.
Music on your iPod.
Oh, a lot of Motown. Motown's my favorite.
Coldplay.
I'm not allowed to talk about it. My wife says, "Who are you?" when she listens to my music. She's like, "Who are you?" It's mixed. It's got hip hop, rap, country, pop. It's really hideous.
What's the advantage of filming on location?
The authenticity it adds
Yeah.
to the show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it does.
Don't have to
work
fake
for
the
you.
heat.
Yeah.
Right.
Someone you'd
sweet.
love to have guest star on The Walking Dead.
Ooh.
How about my friend Al Pacino?
Why not? Why not? Or
Yeah.
De Niro.
Right.
Yeah. Why
Right.
not?
Favorite zombie death scene on the show?
Mine's when she takes the walker out with the pool stick. Sorry if I took yours.
No,
but
no,
it's
no, that's
awesome.
all right.
I'm not sure you really hit the brainstem on that. one, but
Right,
she went
you
up
know,
through the front,
yeah.
but
I just remember the well walker.
Yeah, my favorite is in the pilot when the torso walker, because it really established the like culture of the show, of the story, because he says, "I'm sorry this happened to you."
yeah.
And
which
it started
helps you
it out.
realize that the zombies are not necessarily the enemy, or the people they were are not willing accomplices.
Thank you all. You're terrific guests.
Thank
Thank you so much.
I'd like to thank my guests, Sonequa, Martin Green, I hate people with 4 names, Chad L. Coleman, and Michael Cudlitz. Be sure to watch the 5th season premiere of The Walking Dead, Sunday, October 12th, 9 Eastern on AMC. And remember, you can find me on Twitter at King's Things. I'll see you next time.